Clark County continues to mourn the loss of Deputy Matthew Yates, killed Sunday in the line of duty.
You know the profession when you sign up for it, and it's, has it gotten more dangerous? Yeah.
Law enforcement leaders from across the nation testifying before the Senate Judiciary Committee this week about the increasing violence officers now face. According to the FBI, last year saw the highest number of officers intentionally killed in the line of duty since 9/11. Allison Walker is live tonight after speaking with a law enforcement expert who trained Deputy Yates. What's he saying about this?
Megan, Bill Parsons tells me the state law enforcement officials find themselves in today is unprecedented. And data shows that the number of fallen officers in Ohio has grown every year since 2019. He feels the overall rise of violent crime paired with anti-police ideology in communities has a lot to do with it.
So less officers, bail reform, right, soft on crime, literally rewriting laws, defunding the police. This is why we find ourselves here. And how anybody can be surprised by this is surprising to me.
Allison, so what else do experts say is contributing to this grim trend?
Well, they say it's those many factors mentioned paired with a broken mental health system. They tell me oftentimes police don't have enough proof to commit someone they feel could be a danger to themselves or others in for a mental health evaluation. They say if they are able to, those individuals are often released shortly after and then go on to commit the unthinkable. But be sure to tune in tonight at 6:30 on Fox 45 to learn what experts say is needed to better protect our law enforcement officials. Back to you.
Allison, thanks. And if you would like to show your support for Deputy Yates' family, you can send flowers, plant a tree, or donate in his memory. You can do that on the Littleton and Rue Funeral Home's website. That is littletonandrue.com. Deputy Yates' visitation is this Sunday at First Christian Church in Springfield. That starts at 3 p.m. The service for the funeral will then be the next day on Monday, August 1st, also at First Christian Church. That starts at noon. Deputy Yates will then be laid to rest at Ferncliff Cemetery Mausoleum. And there is going to be a procession from the service to the cemetery. This is the route they'll take. We do expect a huge turnout from law enforcement agencies and also the community just coming out to pay their final respects. We're going to have a live stream all day as well as live team coverage on Sunday and Monday as we all honor Deputy Yates. Now, obviously, there's going to be a lot happening and it can be difficult to keep track of it all. So we've put all this information for you in a web story on our website right now. You can find it on Dayton247now.com. Coverage there includes links to the funeral home where you can send flowers, share a memory of Deputy Yates, or send condolences to the Yates family. 16 people have now died in the catastrophic historic flooding happening right now in eastern Kentucky. At least 6 of those deaths have just been confirmed to be children. Even more rain is in the forecast, and the governor there warns more deaths are likely. Now take a look at this video. You can see the water levels are up to the roofs of houses in some spots. Streets have turned into deep rivers with very strong currents moving through. Rescuers now scrambling to reach hard to access areas. Nearly 300 people have been rescued so far. The National Guard has been deployed to help with search and rescue. They're using helicopters to lift people out. The Red Cross is also there helping to provide relief. And Ohio Task Force 1 was activated just yesterday as well. We were there as they headed out last night to assist in the water search and rescue efforts. Now, according to the team's Facebook page, they arrived late last night and began their efforts early this morning. This is a live look at their Facebook page right now. Now, due to the remote area the team is in, they are currently out of contact, but they say they're going to be giving updates when more information becomes available. The damage is very widespread, though, so Kentucky's Governor Andy Beshear says that they are looking at years to rebuild.
We've never seen something like this. Folks who deal with this for a living, have been doing it for 20 years, have never seen water this high. We still can't get to a lot of people, though there's so much water, the current is so strong, it's not safe for some of the water rescues that we need to do.
Now, 12 counties are now in states of emergency. President Biden issued a federal emergency disaster declaration for Kentucky today. Now, here in the Miami Valley, the sun is making a return. But Natalie, is it going to stay around for the air show weekend, hopefully?
The air show is actually looking really good for us. We'll have some calmer conditions as we head into this upcoming weekend. In fact, the system that brought us rain not too long ago now to the south, and that's what's bringing the flooding to Kentucky, but we are much calmer here in the Miami Valley. Temperatures in the 80s, 80 in Dayton, 80 in Troy. So compared to this time yesterday, it is much cooler, 5 degrees cooler in Dayton. We're 5 degrees cooler in Wapakoneta. And for tonight, we actually have a nice cool night on the way. Below normal temperatures back in the forecast. In fact, many places dropping into the 50s tonight. So cool, crisp evening is expected, cooling off across the area with just a light northerly wind. Could see some area of patchy fog developing as well.
All right, thanks so much, Natalie. Now, we just talked about the air show a minute ago. We got to tell you guys, Natalie was in the skies this morning flying fast with the world-famous U.S. Navy Blue Angels. They're in town, of course, to perform at this year's CenterPoint Energy Dayton Air Show presented by Kroger this weekend. How was it? This is amazing.
It was amazing. It was really cool. I've never experienced anything like that. So that was at takeoff. So immediately at takeoff, I think it was 5.5 Gs is what we pulled right there.
I'm impressed. And I know we texted about this earlier. The first thing I asked were, do you get sick and did you pass out? Because I've heard in the past, a lot of people when they do this, and they're not trained to be a pilot like this, experience that. You said proudly.
I didn't. I got tunnel vision a couple of times, but for the most part, I was a little nauseous, I will say that, but I had the bags that they gave me, they were clean. But it was an incredible experience. We do breathing exercises that they helped us out with as well to make sure that we don't continue to get that tunnel vision, which really helped. And I will say that the U.S. Navy and my pilot, Lieutenant Griffin, was incredible in just directing me through everything. He never did anything I felt uncomfortable with. He's always asked, okay, are we going to do this? Are you comfortable with this? So it was great.
You are definitely our thrill seeker of the Dayton 24/7 Now team. When we were asked if somebody would be willing to do this, everybody else was like, no thanks. You gladly volunteered.
Hello.
How cool, though. I know everybody's super proud of you. What did your family think of this?
Well, my parents, they drove in from St. Louis. I used to go to air shows with them growing up. So my dad especially was just really proud, and he loved watching it. We actually flew about 50 miles away to do all these stunts that we did before we made our way back to a clean landing.
Well, so very impressive. We are certainly proud of you. Something you will remember forever, I am sure.
That's right.
All right, thanks so much, Natalie. A live look now in Vandalia. This is the 44th Vandalia Butler Chamber of Commerce Air Show Parade that's about to kick off. So this is set up ahead of that tonight. Now, it's all happening on National Road, and that parade is going to roll off at 6:50. So you can see all the people gathering there, arriving for tonight's parade. They're just getting lined up. We're told the mayor is going to be there presenting the Grand Marshal with the key to the city. We're also told the Grand Marshal will receive a special gift, although we don't know what that is just yet. So there are more than 50 vendors for people to browse and shop. So if you want to head out, you still have some time to make it out to Vandalia. Again, tonight at 10 and 11, we're going to show you everything that happened there today and also what you have to look forward to this weekend. Well, the air show is a family affair for a lot of people here in the Dayton area as well, but it's extra special for Jess and Jay Moss. Jay had always dreamed of being a pilot just like his dad, and now the father-son duo is going to be flying in the air show together. Elise Coulter tells us what it means to them.
Guys, it is an exciting weekend for one father-son duo. Dad, he flies the Cobras, and his son is flying this beautiful guy right here behind me. This is an Apache helicopter. Now, this is the very first time the father and son are going to be sharing the same airspace. The Cobra and the Apache sharing the same airspace, and it's all happening here at the Dayton at the CenterPoint Energy Dayton Air Show, and it is so exciting. I interviewed them, Nathan and I did this morning, and so you can catch that full interview. Dad got a little emotional talking about his son. He came here as a kid and aspired to be an Apache helicopter pilot, and guess what? He got to do just that. You could catch that full interview on our website, Dayton247now.com.
All right, thanks, Elise. And if you're going to go to the show this weekend, be sure to send in your pictures and videos. Of course, we'd love to see you and your family all decked out, or you're set up to see the show, or even just the planes in the sky. If you have something to share, you can grab your phone and scan this QR code right now. That's going to take you right to our Chime In page, and from there you can upload your photos or videos right to us, and you could even see them right here on Dayton 24/7 Now News. Well, the State Department is offering up to $10 million as a reward for information about Russian interference in American elections. It wants to know about the Internet Research Agency, an associate of Russian President Vladimir Putin, and other entities it says were involved in the 2016 U.S. election. More than a dozen Russians were indicted in 2018 along with the IRA. According to the State Department, they fueled a divisive social media campaign to help President Trump defeat Hillary Clinton. None of them, though, face trial. Ukraine's president and G7 ambassadors to Ukraine meeting at a Black Sea port where grain exports are to be shipping off. That is, if Russia follows through on the deal. Since its invasion of Ukraine, Russia has blocked the Black Sea, stopping the exports there, hurting both Ukraine and global countries where those goods are normally sent. The group met up to show the importance of the recent deal that will allow food to be shipped out of Ukraine once again. Hours after that deal was signed just last Friday, though, Russia attacked a Black Sea port that was supposed to allow safe passage.
We believe that everyone will keep their commitments and guarantees, so the ships and the personnel who risk their lives can be safe. We don't know how the process is going to go because we know who we are dealing with.
Ukraine's infrastructure minister says the United Nations is supposed to give confirmation of the proposed safe passageway today. The goal is to be able to head out at the end of the week. Pfizer's updated COVID booster will likely be ready for distribution in early fall. That's according to the drug maker's CEO tonight. Testing has already begun on the next generation vaccines, which are expected to offer better protection from the coronavirus's variants and subvariants. COVID-19 has mutated now multiple times since the original outbreak. Indiana is going to be keeping its abortion ban exemption for rape and incest victims. Some conservative lawmakers wanted to take the exemption off as part of a proposal that would ban most abortion in the state. The Senate voted against that amendment 28-18. If the measure had passed, though, it would have only allowed abortions if the pregnant person's life was in danger. The proposal came after the highly publicized case of a 10-year-old rape victim from Ohio. She reportedly traveled all the way to Indiana to get an abortion after the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. Now, the accused rapist, Herson Fuentes, has been charged in Franklin County with felony rape. Yesterday, he was denied bail. If he's convicted, he faces a maximum sentence of life in prison without parole. Well, we're still working on a couple of stories for you after the break. First, the cost of getting students ready for school and classrooms ready for the students is higher than ever. How it's impacting everyone, plus how much you should expect to spend. And the DOJ is working on negotiating a new settlement with more than 100 people. Up next, what these victims of Dr. Larry Nassar say the FBI didn't do.
And I'll have our air show weekend forecast, what we're looking like for the rest of the weekend coming up. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
weather window presented by the National Weather Desk.
Check out the clouds in this sunrise photo from Portland, Oregon. Those are cirrostratus clouds, but given their unusual shape, they're also known as jellyfish clouds. The shape is formed by changes in wind direction and speed at different heights. We end the week with a sunset over a wildfire in Idaho. The rising smoke filters out sunlight, creating that unique orange-red look.
Follow the National Weather Desk on your favorite social media platform.
High inflation is causing high stress for back-to-school shopping this year. 68% of shoppers have noticed higher prices on classroom items. That's according to a new report by the National Retail Federation. It included the cost of clothing and accessories, which are all wrapped into back-to-school necessities as kids grow. Households are expected to spend, get this, $864 this year. That's $15 more than last year and $167 more than before the pandemic began back in 2019.
Glue and scissors and even paper, goodness gracious, is super expensive.
So this is weighing especially hard on schools. The high prices for gas, food, and now supplies making it harder than ever for teachers who typically pay out of their own pocket to stock their classrooms.
You want to get all the materials that you need for your students to be successful, and now to think, okay, wait a minute, can I afford this?
And a labor shortage means schools need to pay higher incentives just to keep teachers during the shortage. Coming up at 6:30 on Fox 45, how families, schools, and independent store owners are simply trying to keep up. And another live look now in Vandalia. This is a staging area as the 44th Vandalia Butler Chamber of Commerce Air Show Parade will soon get underway in less than an hour. You can see everyone lining up, ready to take the streets and kick off the always exciting air show weekend. Tonight's parade starts at 6:50. That's out on National Road, so you still have time to make it out there.
Well, clearing skies across the area after a cloudier start to the day. We'll continue to see some clouds here and there across the Miami Valley as we do head into the rest of the evening and overnight. But overall, pretty pleasant conditions expected. In fact, cooler conditions with drier air settling into the region. Bigger picture here, our boundary is to the south of us, so slightly cooler, drier air taking over as high pressure slides in briefly for this upcoming weekend, bringing some pretty nice conditions to the area. So overnight, we'll continue to see temperatures fall back into the upper 50s, lower 60s by early tomorrow morning. I do think we could see some areas of fog. And then heading into tomorrow afternoon, we're talking upper 70s, lower 80s. Not quite as cool on Sunday. We'll start out in the 60s and then we'll get again in those 80s by our Sunday afternoon. Very small chance for a shower popping up for us by late into the day on Sunday. But overall, looking good for the air show. Going to talk about the rest of the week coming up.
Natalie, thanks. A live look at the Capitol building now, where House lawmakers are set to vote on a ban of assault-style weapons today. The bill was originally part of a proposal on gun control and policing, but was set apart due to ongoing negotiations. Democrats cite numerous high-profile mass shootings involving assault-style firearms as an urgent reason for them to be outlawed. The ban is not expected to pass the Senate, where most legislation must get 60 votes in order to overcome a filibuster. House lawmakers have a month-long recess starting today, so it's now or never. The Department of Justice is negotiating settlement claims with more than 100 victims of Dr. Larry Nassar. The former doctor sexually assaulted women and girls under the guise of medical treatment at both USA Gymnastics and Michigan State University. Now, among those who say Nassar abused them are decorated U.S. Olympians, including Allie Raisman, Gabby Douglas, Simone Biles, and Michaela Maroney. Many of the victims say the FBI didn't handle the case properly after Nassar was reported in 2015. The DOJ's Inspector General found FBI agents did not take the claim seriously, document evidence, or even transfer allegations to the proper place. Nassar was sentenced to up to 175 years in prison back in January. That's after he had already been sentenced to 60 years on federal child pornography charges. A live look at the CDC's monkeypox tracker now. Today, the U.S. is reporting close to 5,200 cases. That's up more than 400 cases from just yesterday. Ohio has confirmed 20 cases, up from 17 yesterday. And here in Ohio, a unique program is preparing the next generation of leaders, entrepreneurs, and business owners across the state. Ronnie Dunnigan looks deeper into the school that's offering real-world experience.
Gearing kids up for life-changing careers. These young grads, part of a unique program aimed at making a positive impact across Central Ohio. A host of young grads getting their honors from the Columbus Urban League's Work Readiness Training University. Participants spend the summer working with a wide range of companies across Columbus, learning what it's like to work for a high-powered organization.
I agree. You can't be what you can't see. You need to have the experience. You need to have the exposure.
Friday ceremony celebrating the kids' hard work and pushing them forward to a bright career ahead. At the Columbus Convention Center, Rodney Dunnigan reporting.
The Mega Millions jackpot is now one of the largest lottery prizes ever. It's $1.1 billion. That has a cash value of more than $648 million. Mega Millions officials say the odds of winning are 1 in 303 million. So if you want to get in on the action, you still have a chance to play, but be sure to grab your ticket soon because the drawing is tonight at 11.
Beautiful evening out here on our Watson's Weather Patio. If you're grilling outside, really anything outdoors, it's shaping up beautifully. And the weekend, it's looking pretty good too. Now we are going to be seeing temperatures across the Miami Valley below normal for the weekend, lower 80s expected. But checking into next week, we actually have more humid air returning to the area as well as the heat as well. So mid 80s Monday, Tuesday, and then even some 90s back into the pictures by Wednesday. So starting to get a little hot and sticky by next week, and that's with some rain and thunderstorm chances returning too. But this weekend looking great. I hope everybody can get outside and enjoy it with temperatures in the lower 80s.
You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Well, the air show forecast is just looking great for us. We're going to be tracking conditions that will be overall below normal for this time of the year. Last year's air show, we had some clouds, we had some rain around, not as much rain for this year. We're going to see temperatures for our Saturday starting out in the 60s and then eventually getting up into the lower 80s for the afternoon. That will be with a mix of sun and clouds, so feeling pretty good. And then Sunday, a little bit warmer with high temperatures. They'll be back into the lower 80s. There's a very small chance for a shower as we look later into the day. But there's a look at our extended forecast, looking good for this weekend. And then we start to heat up by next week. 90s returning with afternoon showers and thunderstorms returning as well.
All right, thanks, Natalie. And this is another live look right now in Vandalia at the 44th Vandalia Butler Chamber of Commerce Air Show Parade as everyone is lining up. The parade's supposed to kick off here now in just about 20 minutes at 6:50. This is all happening out on National Road. Always a great event and a great way to kick off an exciting air show weekend. You had a big day today, Natalie, flying with the Navy Blue Angels. And we're going to have much more from you tonight at 10 and 11. We're going to get to see more of that flight.
More of that flight. I'll eventually post some of the raw video from that flight too. But overall, it was just an incredible experience, and I hope everybody can head out to the air show this weekend.
We're just happy you're here and still standing. Right. All right, we are headed over to Fox 45 right now. Be sure to join us there. Good night.